And I'm just going to show you how to make my pumpkin spice pancakes for a very popular weight loss program that uses a point system. So it's really easy to make, and it'll help satisfy your fall spice, and this whole recipe is only 4 or 5 points. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make them with apples on top, warm apples. We're going to make these totally sugar-free. So I have about a 1/4 cup of water here. I've sliced up 2 red delicious apples, and this will be enough for 2 or 3 servings, so it makes a good dessert for today or another day for you. So we're going to throw those in. We're going to put in cloves, ginger, allspice, however much you want. I like my apples to be really spicy, so we'll put lots in. And we're going to use Saigon cinnamon, which is an anti-inflammatory, so we'll put lots of that in too. And we're going to put in some stevia, which is no calories. And so that's good. No calories and all natural sweetener. However sweet you like it, just put some of that in, it's fine. And then we're going to put the lid on this, and we're going to put it down on about 6 while we make the rest of our stuff. So here in my NutriBullet, I have 2 egg whites. We're adding a 1/2 cup of oatmeal. Don't use the steel cut because it doesn't come out as good. I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of 2% cottage cheese. I don't recommend, even though you can save a point by using the non-fat cottage cheese, most of it has artificial colors in it, so I don't recommend that. The next thing we're going to do, this is just some canned pumpkin. I'm going to add a little bit of this in there. That's up to you how pumpkin-y you want it. Then we're going to add all the same spices that we added to the apples. And this is just up to you. If you don't like cloves, don't add them, but they're also anti-inflammatory. So we got cloves, nutmeg, ginger, allspice, and cinnamon. And because we added pumpkin, it's going to be just a little bit thick, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water to it. Just a couple of tablespoons there. And then we're going to add some stevia. This is really not exact, and it doesn't have to be exact when you do it. It can be just as quick and easy as this. Alright, so then we're just going to put it in our NutriBullet. You can use a Ninja or your blender or food processor, whatever you have that's easy. Okay. So this looks like it's coming out a really good consistency. You don't want it to be really thick. If it's really too thick when you get in there, you can just add a little bit more water and it'll be fine. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I like to cook it on a griddle because you have a lot of room, and of course your pancakes are going to come out nice, but you don't have to do this either. It's just as easy to cook it on the stove. They just come out nicer like this. So we'll be back in just a minute when this heats up so we can cook them. Back, we have a warm griddle. Got our pancake mix, which I decided was a little bit thick while you were gone, so I went ahead and added a little bit more water. We've got our pan sprayed with olive oil, 0 points. Our egg whites were 0. The oatmeal was 4. And the pumpkin is 0. The cottage cheese is 2, so that's 6 points altogether. That's all we're going to have for this recipe, is 6 points total. We're just going to put our pancakes out on the griddle here and let them cook, and then we're going to check our apples. This makes 6 good pancakes, so that's about 1 point per pancake, so if you don't want to eat all this, but it's so delicious you're going to want to. So if it really fills up your plate good, it makes you feel like you've had a lot to eat, and a 6-point breakfast, that's awesome. Alright, so now we're going to check our apples. They're really getting done. It looks like we had just a tiny bit too much water in. But what we want to do is go ahead and add some cornstarch. This is just a little bit of cornstarch and water, because when you make this with brown sugar, which is really the way you're supposed to do it, it gets thick on its own from the sugar. So we're just going to add the cornstarch at the end, which is 0 points. Everything in this pot here is 0. And we're just going to let that cook a little bit more. We're going to turn the heat down just a little bit. The whole time you're cooking your apples, it's just on medium. You don't want it all the way up on high. Your apples get mushy too fast. Okay, so then we're just going to cook our pancakes, and we'll be back in just a minute when they're ready. Okay, so our pancakes are almost ready. See how beautiful they look? And these are healthy too. Remember, you've got some pumpkin in there and all your anti-inflammatory spices. Our apples are done. It took about 15 minutes total for these. They're nice and thick. This really, to me, it tastes a lot like Cracker Barrel apples. They're delicious. And they're really good for just a snack by themselves. So, we're going to go ahead and plate our pancakes. You can see this makes a lot of food. Earlier, I think I might have said it was 4 or 5 points, but it's actually a 6-point meal. But of course, you don't have to eat all your pancakes, but you're going to want to. Put those on the plate. We're going to put a spoon of our warm apple topping on there. And if you wanted to add another point to this, you could put a little dabble of Cool Whip on there, or some other topping you like. But this is your 6-point pumpkin spice breakfast. I'm Kathy. I hope you'll like and subscribe to my videos. I'm going to be posting a few more quick, easy meals with low point values. Thank you.